Hi everyone, I'm here with Goran, who kindly agreed to share his story, his journey, being my client, going through Mastermind and the CEO Retreat. And hopefully, we have the intention to inspire some of you to join us in the Mastermind or the retreat. So let's listen to Goran's story. So thank you so much for doing this. Can you maybe tell me a little bit, tell us a little bit about what happened before you even started to think about doing something in the personal growth space?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my story started technically last year. I was in a place where I couldn't find myself.
Mhm.
So I was kind of lost. A lot of things happened that I was not feeling comfortable with. I was going through a rough period, work, home, life, weather, everything. And then I read this very interesting sentence, which kind of made me think. It was in get out of your comfort zone in order to change. So that kind of a wow shocked me. It was like a wow moment for me. And then I said, okay, I need to do something, but I had no idea what. So the first thing that happened to me was I went for holiday in the summer, and then I went sailing. It was one of my long-term goals that I wanted to do for a very long time, but I was postponing it because of all the things that happened. But then, while I was, or after the sailing, I felt so much alive that I said, okay, I want more of this. So when I came to the Netherlands after the summer, I said, okay, I need to make some changes. I didn't know what it was. I just knew I needed to do something.
Yeah.
And then I met you in one of the networking events, and yeah, you started giving me ideas, which were kind of scary, to be honest. And for me, I've never had coach. I've never had. I even come from a culture where having different thoughts or having uh, weird moments in your life, it's not very natural to talk about. And yeah, so for me, everything was new, everything was strange, everything was scary. And yeah, I mean, if you remember, we were discussing several times about the event, the CEO retreat, and I was doubting, should I go, should I not, can I make it, can I afford it, can I do this, can I do that? And then you said, okay, you need to come, and I made a decision to come, and it was actually really good because it opened up a lot more perspectives and views. Yeah. And you put me in place, let's say, in certain moments. I gotta say that also my wife dragged me to couples therapy. So that kind of opened up a different views. Yeah. Which helped a lot for me personally to take a look inside of myself, and right. that started to open up different avenues, let's say, and I was like, okay, this thing can work, and yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting because somewhere I know that people are maybe afraid when I get to talk to them a little bit at the beginning. I kind of know that they're afraid, but I really thank you for saying it, because hearing it, it's like that really happens actually, that you know, you have the thoughts and the doubts, should I do it, not do it, affording the time, the money, everything, energy, what will it do to me, and some of it probably is unconscious, right? But then you made it, so that was great. It was your decision, by the way. You had the power, and it's nice to see that it led something guided you to take that step. What would you say happened during the retreat? Because it was an event, right? Yeah. It was. You would think it's just an event, a networking event. Some people ask me who will be there. You know, like it's a networking event, right? I just want to network, but can you maybe share a little bit what you thought it would be and what it actually was? That
Yeah.
yeah.
The scary part was that I actually did not know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea what to expect, how it's gonna be. I've never been to an event like that, and people were telling me this and that. So you hear different stories, but until you experience it, you don't know if it's something for you or not. And when I went there, it was first we were all strangers. Besides you, I didn't know anybody there.
Yeah.
But it was a very friendly and open group. I think we were around 10 people, different professions, different cultures as well. So what struck me was the openness of the people to talk about the problems that they have. And that also made me open up. You remember I was sharing a story where you kind of smacked me and said, "Why don't you do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, Jesus, why don't I do that?" And that was one of the revelation moments. I actually had two. It was, if you remember, you told us to write down our goals and then share it with somebody. So the person next to me, she was sharing her goals with me, and then I started thinking in my mind, okay, so how am I gonna tell her my goals? They are stupid. They are what she's gonna think, and these kind of things. And then I was like, suddenly, I said, so why the heck do you care? They're your goals. They're not their goals. You have different needs and wants from everybody else. So they're your goals, and just go and do it. And that's what I did. And I think from that moment on, I even started having don't have the fear of public speaking, because
Wow.
I realized I'm not there to entertain. I'm there to share my story. And if they like it, that's fine. If they don't like it, that's fine.
Wow.
You know.
That's huge.
So for me, I had two very powerful revelations, let's say, that kind of wake me up or whatever.
Yeah. So would you say it was life changing?
It was definitely putting me on a very correct path.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's lovely to hear.
Yeah.
And you know, this the fact that you were sharing something with someone that is like-minded, because you met people who, it's not by accident that they were there, because I select people who I invite. Even though you can go to the website and you can book a call, it's not that everyone can actually become part of this event. And it's also not to say, oh, you know, now you cannot come, you know, like mostly people who are attracted to this work will be able to come, but it's also to know that the quality of the group is very important, the confidentiality of the group, the trust that everyone can build very quickly, right? People did open up, and there were some vulnerabilities in the group, among other, you probably remember, I'm not gonna share it here, but people could ease into it somehow. But some of the participants had really strong reactions at the beginning, and they felt all of it coming up. And this is already a lot of growth, because you face it, that you actually stepped out of your comfort zone. You are now with other people, and you can, like, you know, in school we had that moment before, maybe, that, oh, I need to make friends, or I need to come up and mobilize myself to my strengths, and not just maybe, oh yeah, same old, right? So the power of the group is really there. And the fact that you share with someone that is in this work together with you is causing that new realization, because you suddenly go like, oh, they're sharing that, and maybe you would think, how dare you, right? And then you're like, oh wow, but now I'm gonna share too. And there are many different thoughts people may have, right? But it gives this immediate mirror, and I don't have to be always there. So the group it's almost like the group is coaching each other. I'm then stepping in and coaching and answering questions. and everyone else through listening to that also. So was there anything that as a group, someone maybe asked the question and they shared an answer and you were like, this is something that could be about me, right? Was there anything like that?
Yeah. I can't remember an exact example, but there were some stories where I was like, okay, this is a completely different way of looking things, and something that I haven't thought about it, and you realize all roads lead to Rome, but they're all different roads.
Yes.
They all take you to the same place, but there are many possibilities or many ways to solve a problem or to look on things differently.
Right.
So that was kind of a revelation for me. I was actually wanted to lose some weight, for example, and then I wanted to start a different type of diet, not dieting, just not eating anything. I wanted to find something that works for me.
Yes.
And I did, and it works perfectly because in less than 4 months I lost 12 kilos.
Yes.
But I'm not promoting the diet because that's a diet that worked for me.
Yes.
I'm happy when I do it. I'm happy to cook for myself. I go up in the morning, I make my lunch and take it with me to the office. But my point is that you need to find what works for you.
Yes.
What works for me doesn't work for somebody else, and vice versa.
Right.
And you need to find your own way within the frames.
Yeah. So I do remember that, and I asked you a little bit about Mastermind in a minute, but I do remember we did celebrate that 12 kilo loss. And I don't know, I'm sure you remember, but one of the modules that is really big in the retreat, in the event, is identity work. And all of the whole day leads to that, actually, to really have you realize who you are and who you are going to become next, right? Who are you stepping into, and how do you want to have your life? But it really starts with, who are you? Like, who do you want to be? And you enter the retreat maybe with extra 12 kilos, right? Not feeling energetic and not feeling like you want to do stuff, right? Can you maybe tell a little bit how this work help you shift? So, because the diet is a strategy, but it started with your energy, with the psychology of what really shifted for you, that you were like, no, now I know who I am and I'm going to do these things differently.
Well, to be honest, I'm still sometimes having problems figure out who I am exactly, because it's a process.
Yes.
You really try to figure out yourself every day. What I knew immediately was who I didn't want to be, and I didn't want to be that guy who had 12 kilos more, who had problems in his knees, who didn't feel good, who was lame, didn't want to talk to people, and I wanted, because that's not how I remember myself.
Right.
I remember to be very social. I remember to look good. I remember to have fun, to laugh. That's how I remember myself, and I wanted to go that way. But in order to do that, I need to get out of my let's say comfort zone where I was at that moment, to do things that I haven't done before.
Yeah.
And that kind of led me one step after another. After the CEO Retreat, we did the course.
The Mastermind, yes.
That led me open up some different questions. So I tried to figure out something else. Then I start looking for answers. I also start reading different books. I'm reading Stoic philosophy, which is the base of self-help, let's say. And over there, just few sentences make you think about different perspectives.
Yeah.
What I learned, for example, the first chapter of the book is from Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. It talks about gratitude and really embracing the people that help you become who you are.
Yes.
And for me, that was kind of very powerful.
Yeah.
Because we don't think about it, but people help you. People sacrifice their time, their knowledge, their whatever to help you build yourself.
Absolutely.
And we don't give them enough gratitude. Like for example, with my father or my grandfather, who were my role models. You know, and when I think about it, it's like, yeah, they are the base of who you are.
Yes.
And
Getting emotional,
yeah,
right?
and I'm getting
I know
emotional.
I know, me too.
And
okay.
yeah, I mean, my wife helped me a lot with a lot of things, and yeah. So my point is that it's a process, and you learn new things on the way.
Right.
But you need to be open to search for answers.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. You absolutely need to be open. And if you were not open, I do remember the moment where we did dig out the whole rebel thing, which was a big moment for you. I remember the moment specifically where you asked a question, and I felt you were still in this mode, kind of observing, kind of, I don't know, like, how is that going to work for me? Like, which I'm making it up now. You didn't tell me that, but it's just kind of this, I don't know if it's gonna work for me. I don't know, right? And
Yeah.
it's, I feel like when you asked the question, how I remember it, it was like, and you were right in front of me, right, like in the middle, and it was like throwing the glove, you know, like, you proved to me that it can work. I don't think this will work. Like, how am I going to? I don't, you know, like, sort of. I don't remember the question exactly, but it was like that, and I remember that I honestly, like, kind of get all the energy in, so I can support you through this and help with that opening. And you did beautifully open up to the new ideas, the old self and the new self, and like, and you bridged that, right? But there was an opening that you were able to see for yourself. I did help with it, but if you didn't, if you kept like being no, that would never happen, right? So it is like, it's very important to mention that, because I feel sometimes people, you know, nowadays there's so many coaches, and people go, oh, not another coach, and they think like the coach is promising something, and then people go like, yeah, I don't think so, you know, convince me. But that's missing the whole point. It's not about that, right? It's about, hey, I know how to guide you, but it's gonna be your journey, and it's your life, and in the end, it's you, like a you know, Hobbit, or the Lord of the Rings, the movies we all love, you know, or Luke Skywalker. Like, these characters are the heroes, and they need to be able to step into their own power, right? And they need to slay the dragons, and they need to face those dark things and I'm doing that for myself too, of course, right? But in my work, I support my clients. So speaking of the mastermind, so after the retreat, you had another decision to make if you are going to join the mastermind. So again, can you maybe, this was faster, I think the decision was faster, but also it was probably similar questions. Can you maybe tell me a little bit what was in your head, you know, about the objections, why not to do it, and what actually made you do it in the end? What was the process to decide that?
Yeah, for me, as I said, I was already on the journey, so
Yes.
I knew I wanted to change and make changes. So visiting the CEO Retreat helped me open up to potential different type of exposures, let's say, where I would learn things about myself, and why I did it. Okay, so my major objection was obviously the cost. So we were struggling. We were discussing about it, and how, especially that at that time I had some let's say issues, and we found a solution. but we found a solution because I was open to do it.
Yes.
So I already made a decision that I want to do it, and then I'm gonna do whatever it's necessary to figure out how we can do this.
Yes.
So for me was I was already set. It was just the details.
Yeah, and if I may just say that the solution was basically a payment plan that we agreed that will fit your needs, and it will be fine, right?
Yeah.
So I also want to say it because I know that when I look at maybe coaches that I want to hire or mentors or different things, I sometimes think to myself, oh, this will be too expensive, I won't be able to do it, right? So it's really important, I think, to ask, first of all, because it doesn't have to be like that. And even if, yes, it's high ticket cost, there may be payment plans, and in the end, really, it's about, do you really want to do it? Do you see value in it? Will you be a better person afterwards? And do you believe that you will be able to get the money back? And by the way, you always can get money back, right? We spend money on cars, on glasses, clothes, everything, travel, and we always make more money, right? It's not like you went on a vacation and then you cannot feed your children, right? Like the money will always come. There's always more money. It's energy, by the way, right? I also teach that in the money mindset, of course. But I just want to make it clear because that's always the objection that people have. Sometimes it's also the time, but if you know that you care about growing yourself and you see that there will be value in it and you can trust that, it's only about how to make it happen, which you actually said, right?
No, but for me it was not. I mean, first you need to ask your question. How much is your happiness worth?
So and how much?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, whether a few thousand euros are gonna stay in the way of you being happy. And by the way, the changes that I did with myself, people around me felt it. I mean, I have a better relationship with my wife, with my kids,
yes,
with my friends. I could actually start doing things that I never feel comfortable doing. Like, I don't like conflict, for example, but I had some conflict situation where I needed to learn how to deal with them or sit down and discuss them. And that also improved the relationship that I was in conflict with, because at the end we figured out that what I was afraid of was how they're gonna perceive me, how they're gonna see me, whether they're gonna do this or that. You know, I had projections in my own head about their potential reaction and behavior, and then technically I would have a fight with myself.
yes,
And then I said, okay, maybe we should find a way to discuss these things. First of all, for me not to feel the way I feel, which was usually either afraid or some other feelings that you might have, but also to understand them, and at the end for them to understand you, because this situation doesn't feel good.
yes,
And when we sat down and we had a normal conversation where we would we go over, which is a painful subject, I felt a lot easier. You know, I didn't have the stone on my heart, and
yes,
we kind of tried to figure out ways to improve the relationship. And that was it. The changes that I did was reflecting
of
the
course,
other people.
absolutely. And thank you for saying that, because I think people still don't always understand that they try to control the outside, but actually the only thing we can control is us, and it actually works as well if we can control how we feel, how we respond, not react, how we go about life, and how we can think our thoughts differently, then we will impact everyone around us. And the mastermind, you know, it's a 4 months program now, and the modules, just to remind you, were from the vision and the why you wanted, the values, the money mindset, the upper limit, identity work, and self-sabotage, of course, is a big module. What would you say was the biggest benefit that you got from the program, or what was like the aha moment that you were like, wow, this was big?
I would say the biggest takeaway was that I started noticing things. I started realizing or understanding why do things certain way, or why they happen, why I'm doubting, for example, or why I'm doing certain things in certain ways. So for me, that was because before that I didn't know how, and I was never reflecting on situations. But then I start thinking about situations, how I reacted, how other people reacted, why they reacted, why I reacted in that way, and then okay, you're kind of okay. Maybe I shouldn't have reacted. I mean, I remember this case, let's say example, I had with my wife. So I wanted to state my feelings, but after realizing or reflecting, I realized that I was protecting myself or my feelings, but on a higher pitch note. We were technically fighting for no particular reasons, because I was saying the things that I wanted to say, she was saying her things, and we were both agreeing. But I just realized, okay, I shouldn't have done it. So then that was another thing. I would never apologize before. So now you go and you're like, okay, I realized that my reaction in that particular example was overrated, or how do you call it? Overreacting, I'm sorry to do that. I'll try to at least catch it before it happens. So next time we don't go into a fight for no particular reason, because there is no reason.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that and for being so vulnerable. And Goran, if you were to say, so people maybe listen to it right now and go like, yeah, but I don't know, I'm scared, it's not me, it's you. Like, how would you, from where you are now, you've done the programs, you've done the mastermind, and you've done the retreat, what would you say to people who are doubting, maybe themselves, maybe they don't know if it's gonna pay out, if right, they won't lose the money, they are always like, I don't know this coach, is she that good, like what are the people, like all those doubts, what would you tell them if you were to just encourage them to give it a shot?
I have a couple of mottos that I usually go with.
Yes.
First is trial and error.
Yes.
You need to try to see if it works for you. I mean, my experience is completely different than somebody else's, and you need to try it for yourself. And the second one is, for every school you need to pay.
Yes.
Whether it's money, sweat, or blood, you need to pay it somehow. The point is, you need to be open with yourself. The most difficult thing is looking yourself in the mirror and admitting the things that you need to improve.
Yes.
So that's the most difficult thing. If you feel like you have something to change, but you don't know how, then you definitely need somebody to guide you through the process. It doesn't have to be, a year, a school, whatever. It can be just one day. That CEO Retreat did a lot more for me, for example, than other things that I was doing, and it was just one day.
Yes.
And then when you are open enough to accept different ways and new ways of thinking, things happen. You start exposing yourself to things that you never happened, like, oh, why am I not having opportunities? Okay, do you go to networking events, for example? Yes, I do. But do you talk to people? No, I don't. So why don't you start talking to people and see what happens? Yes, I know it's scary, but one thing you should remember, everybody is there to network. So everybody is scary to start the conversation.
Yeah.
But people are open to, if you go openly, they're open to talk.
Yes.
And the point is, yeah, start challenging yourself. Okay, do something that you haven't done before. And that's why I said the sentence that I read at the beginning, go outside of what makes you feel uncomfortable. Once you do it, you're gonna figure out whether it's, yes, it still persists and it's really uncomfortable, or you're gonna say, okay, this is not that bad, maybe I should try it again. I have the same thing with my kids, for example, when you tell them, okay, try asparagus. No, I don't want to, it's bleh. I'm like, yeah, but try it. First try it and then tell me how it is.
Yes.
And then we try, this is not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Goran.
Yeah.
This was such a pleasure, and it's such a honor for me to be able to guide you. And I absolutely love your wins and the fact that you are on your journey and you are so much more conscious about it. And yeah, I keep waiting for new wins and new celebrations to come.
Thank you. And one final thought, it's a process and it's never ending, but it's worth it.
Thank you. And with that, it's worth it. We'll finish now.